Cantonese classes like this have grown in popularity in the UK in recent years. Carmen Lee, founder of Little Panda Cantonese, says the language school had around 60 enrolled in its classes when it was founded in 2017. 5 years later, the number has almost tripled. Lee says the demand for Cantonese teaching has increased rapidly in the UK, with a lot more people offering such classes now.
國語早5、6年前興咗嘅時候咧，其實好多廣東話喺英國其實好多學校都執咗嘅，因為佢哋唔夠人。咁就廣東話，我覺得喺市面上係都多咗人去做嘅，咁變咗係好嘅事嚟嘅其實。
She believes one of the reasons for this rise in interest in Cantonese learning is a greater desire among Hong Konger parents in the UK to preserve Hong Kong's culture for their children.
啲家長其實好多時咧，就算佢哋係英國人都好啦，或者係香港嚟都好啦，咁佢哋都係好想保留返香港嘅文化咯。
To do so, Little Panda Cantonese organizes different activities, including mock-up Lunar New Year fairs with booths for students to experience the festivities in Hong Kong. The interest in Cantonese among Hong Kongers in the UK also goes beyond learning the language.
第二朝嘅早飯一樣，吔完就聽佢哋講耶穌，我聽唔明，會瞌眼瞓，10點就放人，又喺街上遊蕩過。
Ying Lo is a novelist who writes in Cantonese. After moving to the UK in 2015 from Hong Kong, she found many beautiful and witty Cantonese expressions that are no longer commonly used through her conversations with second-generation immigrants from Hong Kong.
When I speak with them, they use something like really old-fashioned, and I said, oh yeah, this is something we're used to use. And that's why I want to preserve it, because this is a big part of the Cantonese language.
Lo says many of these immigrants speak the language of their parents, who resided in Hong Kong's new territories before moving to the UK around 40 years ago. Many of the expressions they use are already lost in modern Hong Kong. Hence, she's keen to document these language usages and incorporate them into her works. This trend of more Hong Kongers in the UK speaking and preserving Cantonese has piqued the interest of researchers in the University of Essex, who are conducting a study on these immigrants' attitudes towards speaking the language.
Indispensable resource through which cultural heritage is shared across generations and through which cultural identities are negotiated and maintained. For Hong Kongers, Cantonese is a key part of their Hong Konger identity.
They say while current literature shows a tendency for immigrants to lose their mother tongue by the third generation, the large-scale migration of Hong Kongers to the UK in recent years and efforts to preserve Hong Kong culture may change Hong Kongers' attitudes towards speaking Cantonese in the UK.
Research shows that immigrants typically lose their mother tongue by the third generation. For Hong Kongers in the UK, this means that by the third generation, they may learn only English.
However, we've also noticed that there's a recent increase in efforts to preserve Hong Kong culture by both universities and the diaspora communities around the world. We predict that new Hong Kong arrivals, so those from 2021 and first generation, will have a stronger wish to preserve Cantonese and their Hong Konger identity in comparison to those who came before, such as those who arrived in sort of pre-1997.
The study will be completed in late 2022.